Welcome back, everybody, to the KC Sports Report. Michael Darcy, your host here as always. And today I'm broadcasting this video live from the Sports Radio 810 WHB studios. And today I'm going to talk about one player, one undrafted rookie free agent that I think has a really good shot at making this Chiefs final 53-man roster. So each and every single summer, the Chiefs sign one or two guys from the unrestricted free agent pool that the Chiefs Kingdom likes to hype up all offseason long, going into the preseason, training camp, and at times it can get pretty annoying because it's just like, yeah, they're an undrafted free agent. The expectation of them to even make the team is so astronomically low, but in the past, the Chiefs Kingdom has fallen in love with guys like Justin Ross and Eric Prince and so many others, but this year, it might be different. The Chiefs might have a legitimate guy who was an undrafted free agent out of UCLA that could be a bona fide player on this 2024 Chiefs roster. And that man is 22-year-old fullback Carson Steele. Carson Steele has been a name that has been hyped up all offseason long coming after the draft. I remember the Chiefs picked him up, and right away, Chiefs Twitter was in a frenzy. I mean, they were already calling this guy a shoo-in to make the final 53-man roster, but we see this all the time. We see Chiefs Twitter fall in love with a guy that tends to turn out to not be pretty good. I mean, again, Justin Ross and Eric Prince, but this might be the exception to that because all throughout training camp, Carson Steele was running with the 2s and the 3s, getting consistent reps. I think that's worth noting. He didn't get a ton of reps with the first team offense, but he got a lot of reps with the second and third team and in the preseason. In the preseason, if the Chiefs are looking at adding a guy to the final roster, that guy has to ball out in the preseason. And that's exactly what Carson Steele did a couple days ago against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Carson Steele had 4 carries for 29 yards and he scored a touchdown, averaging 7.2 yards per carry. I mean, I think he was maybe the biggest wow factor from that game. I mean, him, Nico Remigio, he had a good game, but Carson Steele really came out of that first preseason game against Jacksonville as the main talking point. Outside of Hollywood Brown's injury, Carson Steele was the biggest bright spot, and that is a great thing for this offense. That's a great thing for Patrick Mahomes, and realistically, I think the only shot that he has of making this team is if he continues to ball out in the preseason. But the reason that I'm so confident that he will make the final 53-man roster is because Andy Reid loves to use the fullback. Even when nobody else in the NFL has utilized that position in years. I mean, I guess Kyle Juszczyk of the San Francisco 49ers is really the only other fullback that I can think of. I mean, some guys just don't stick around that long, and the Chiefs have always utilized a fullback. I mean, Anthony Sherman or Michael Burton, and last year was Andy Reid's first season not having a fullback. So I think he kind of got that itch, and he wants to scratch that itch using Carson Steele as the future fullback for this team. And listen, he's everything you want in a fullback. He's big, he's strong. He could solve a lot of the Chiefs' short yardage situations, and when they're in the red zone and need just get a quick touchdown, you hand the ball off to Carson Steele, he's getting that 1 or 2 yards, and he's getting in the end zone. And that's what's so appealing is how many times last year did the Chiefs Kingdom complain about this team mismanaging short yardage situations? I can't even remember how many times. But Carson Steele could be the answer to that. And listen, I know it's a long shot for any undrafted free agent to make the team, but I really do think that he fits what the Chiefs are trying to do, and that is bring back the fullback. I think Andy Reid really likes the kid, and if Andy Reid likes you and you fit a position of need, you're going to be on the team. And I'm not saying that he's going to have some massive impact during the regular season because we didn't see that with Anthony Sherman or Michael Burton. But for an undrafted free agent to even make the team to begin with on this team, the back-to-back Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, that's an accomplishment in and of itself. So I really do think that Steele will be on this team come, final cuts, but I think it's going to be interesting to see how they utilize him, because outside of Isaiah Pacheco, you don't really have any other viable running backs. I mean, they're probably going to run it back with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and they might take Deneric Prince. He might be a practice squad guy, but I think the Chiefs, in order to take Carson Steele, in order for him to make the final 53-man roster, you're going to have to cut out a guy like Irv Smith, the tight end, or somewhere else in the wide receiver room. Maybe you can only take 6 wide receivers instead of 7, or you can't take 4 tight ends, so you get rid of Irv Smith. But I really think at this point, after watching what Steele did against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and listen, it's a preseason game, but to see a guy that the front office and the coaching staff was already pretty high on have that impact in the first preseason game, really the first showcase of his talents, for him to do that, I think he's all but guaranteed to make this roster. But let me know down in the comments below, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Carson Steele is going to make this team? Is he a practice squad guy? I think Andy Reid is just too high on him to not make the team, and the Chiefs always love to use the fullback. They didn't have that last year. For Andy Reid to not only be able to use a fullback, but fit that position with a guy that is genuinely good at the sport and can, actually be a difference maker in short yardage situations, I think it's a no-brainer. So in my opinion, Carson Steele is going to be on this team in 2024. You can basically book it, put it in the bank, but I would love to know what you guys think. So until next time, guys, if you want to check out my other Chiefs content on the Bleacher Report mobile app, go check it out. That's at Michael_Darcy. Subscribe and hit the like button on this YouTube video. Push it out for other Chiefs fans to find it. Go follow me on social media. Twitter at KC Sports Report and Instagram KC_Sports Report. Until next time, guys, thank you for watching this video, and go Chiefs.